You know, in America, we want the government to stay out of our lives. We want them out of our daily life, we want them out of our personal life, we want them out of our business life. It's a kind of a libertarian philosophy. But libertarianism has not really been practiced anywhere in the world effectively. So we look at countries like Lebanon, where the government is weak and ineffective, and we look at how it cares for its people. Here, however much money you have, whoever you know, that's your support system. The rest is up to you, because there's no safety net provided here by the federal government.
Unlike in the US, a libertarian structure was not a matter of choice in Lebanon, but rather was brought about by necessity, by the destruction of the country's infrastructure during the 15-year civil war. With no one in command and no services being offered, people stopped paying taxes and civil society basically broke down. You learned to fend for yourself without government structure or assistance of any kind. Even though Lebanon looks like a modern country and people seem cultured and sophisticated, does not mean that it functions efficiently as a society. One of the first things that fooled me was that so many buildings looked so modern, and yet drinking the water from the taps anywhere in the country could send you directly to the hospital. Due to a lack of governmental regulation, water and sanitation services have become huge challenges for the country. Food inspection and food safety follow similar laissez-faire models. Electricity is equally chaotic. In most neighborhoods, even in the most modern districts, people buy their electricity from local entrepreneurs, who buy a large generator and sell the power to the entire block. In order to tap in, you just pay the power broker and hook up your own line. There is no government oversight of this behavior whatsoever. There's no legislation governing garbage disposal, so for-profit vendors simply take the garbage and dump it anywhere they can find space along public roads or in natural areas. There are many beautiful areas in Lebanon, but they're seldom well preserved or maintained. Unfortunately, they are almost all for sale, so private enterprise can buy up land and exploit it in any way they see fit without regulation, zoning, or environmental study. There's almost no concept anywhere in the country of a public space to be enjoyed by everyone.
All right, so I'm in this very beautiful area up here in the mountains in Lebanon. It's a gorgeous waterfall. It falls 3 levels. This would be a state park at the very least. It could be a national park along with all the cedars up here in the States. But in Lebanon, the government pairs up with private enterprise to try to develop and monetize these regions. So very soon across this entire landscape, there will be cabins. They've already installed very unattractive electric lights all the way down here. And instead of putting they didn't put a single garbage can out here, so everyone is just throwing their garbage everywhere, right and left. This is not how I like to see natural land developed. I feel it's a mistake for it to be for-profit, and unfortunately, I think places like this become the victims of that kind of philosophy.
In spite of their lack of civic mindedness, the Lebanese have every material product you could ever want. The supermarkets are filled with a huge variety of products, as much as in any stores in America. The Phoenician tradition of being importers, entrepreneurs, and resellers has served them well. I would add that they seem to lose their precision driving skills when they enter the realm of so much merchandise. Make no mistake, there are plenty of laws in Lebanon. It's just that nobody follows them. In this urban jungle, it's survival of the fittest, especially when driving. Lebanon has by far the worst drivers in the entire world, a statement I do not make lightly. If you try driving yourself here, you haven't got a prayer of survival. With no traffic laws enforced and no police on the job, people do whatever they want, all the time. including driving the wrong way on streets, blocking the road, and making outrageous moves to get there first. It's a perfect state of near total anarchy. If you're injured in one of Lebanon's horrible traffic accidents, your health care is your own responsibility. If you get old here without the help of a clan or a family, you are on your own. There are few Social Security benefits or pensions. There is virtually no aid to the poor or underprivileged. As one Lebanese told me, why follow rules? Make your own rules. Don't be a slave to your government. Guns are openly for sale everywhere, without permits or background checks.
Okay, so I woke up this morning to the sound of gunfire all across this canyon here. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's still lots of it. And being that we're in Lebanon, I was a little bit worried about it, but my hostie said, no problem. In Lebanon, everybody has guns, lots of guns. No checks, no problem. But they don't hunt people like in U.S., they just hunt birds. They're all over the mountain. They got nothing to do. So, they're hunting. Bang, bang. You can hear it in the background even right now. Just hunting, no problem.
But rampant uncontrolled hunting and shooting of firearms in Lebanon has been a problem. With no hunting permits, licensed firearms, or limits on what can be shot, Lebanese hunters are now having a disruptive effect on the populations of migrating birds, some endangered. Birds are being shot down not in the thousands, but in the hundreds of thousands. Ridiculously, it has even been claimed by some paranoid fundamentalists that endangered birds fitted with radio transmitters are spying on Lebanon from Israel, and therefore shooting them down is a patriotic act. As you can see, because of a lack of centralized planning and leadership, Lebanon remains a very fragile country, susceptible to the whims of insurgent groups and constant destabilization from within and without. Having every material product and service you could ever want, but never helping your fellow man, I concluded, hell is a duty-free shop.